All right, guys, welcome to another episode of What's Going On Here, and it's going to be short. Just want to give you guys the rundown of what's going down in Funky Town. Big shout out to D. Domisol, Shengmei, Color Farm, and a bunch of awesome things that you'll see here on the channel all the time that have been helping me move onwards with stuff. So anyway, there's also excellent. Anyway, let's get back here real quick to what's going on here on the bottom, and we are 3D printing stuff. So this is untested yet. I know that it flies, but we need to test it at the field to make sure to show you guys that it flies. This is a cool gift that I was given in New York at an awesome hotel. And although I broke it with my humongous manly hands, I put it back together. It had multiple issues. The first one was that I snapped this piece of wood, but some super glue was all that it took to put this back together. And then I snapped one of these cool little plastic wires in there, so I just used some yarn to put it back together. But anyway, we like to do this kind of stuff on the channel. We don't want to just throw things away that are awesome. We believe in recycling and fixing stuff around here. A lot of people don't. So they just like filling the landfills with stuff when they can still be used beautifully as such. Look at that. Still works good as new. Good as new, basically. Anyway, there we go. Now let's take a quick look at the 3D printed plane that I'm working on right now. So this one is pretty fantastic. It needs to be blown up a little bit larger if I want to put electronics on it to make it fly RC, but I'm opening a whole new chapter here with this brand new one, which is larger than life. There we go. Look at that. That is humongous, as you can see. It could be made even larger, or at least longer this way. This was all printed, as you can see here, like this, in base mode, because that's my favorite way of printing. It always has been. You can create very decent quality prints that are fantastic. So we got a bunch of pieces here, as you can see, and just to give you an idea how large things are, I'm going to put it so you can compare it with the 8.6 and the Element here that you guys have seen on the channel a lot, that work really, really well. So I'm going to take it a little step back so I can assemble the whole thing for you guys to see. And it's got a lot of different options to it too. So I'll put that on the side. So, as I said before, the beauty of 3D printing is that you can build your own planes. Super light, by the way, so any electronics that I put in here should be able to lift this, so long as the wings and the vertical stabilizers do what they're supposed to. It could go like this, and go like this. We can test both of these out. I think I'm going to have control surfaces on it that haven't printed yet, which will make this project extra cool. Now let's see. For some reason, the iPhone 13 is not giving us a whole lot of light, so I'm going to add some light. Hopefully. It's so dark. I don't know. Considering this thing is hollow and glow in the dark, the camera should do a good job on this phone, but it's quite terrible. Anywho, this is the wing. There's two of these, and because of this extender, we could extend the wings to be as long as we want. They could be short and stubby, like so, attached to the bird, or we could make it as long as we want it. That way we can run some tests to see what configuration works the best for lift and performance. And that is the beauty of this whole project, is that we can do that. We can do that. Now, I had this ridiculous looking thing here, and obviously this will not fly, but it looks very Star Warsy, doesn't it? I will attempt to show you how this thing flies. It does not fly very well, and if I wanted it to, I would have to flip the wings upward, or at least create more of a X-wing system to balance it out. But anyway, the cool thing, as I wanted to show you, is because of the wings and the way that they are, with extenders, I could make these much longer, and I would have to if I wanted this to have any chance of actually flying. So that's something to think about there. All right, so you guys can see that this is basically just a much larger version of what's there. And big difference, huh? Big difference. But anyway, on this one, we have plenty of space to put in electronics. And on this one, unfortunately, I don't think there's any electronics. Even the eSheen electronics are going to be too large to fit on this kind of thing. But it would be nice to know if anybody knows where we could buy like sort of like eSheen sized or X-Cake sized electronics on the cheap, because it'd be cool to be able to do a lot of the miniature flyers. What we've noticed is most hobbyists fly or use the much larger props and stuff for hobby grade, but it'd be cool to be able to get these cheap, or at least maybe partner with one of the companies, either eSheen or XK, or any of those that make smaller birds that are affordable, so that it'd be easier to create all these projects. Anyway, there we go. I'm excited about this because now it's a hobby grade size, so I have a bunch of electronics that should fit in here, including a nice motor. And if all of this pans out the way it should, we should have a nice RC jet. I already have a bunch of other ideas, possibly making a Trojan that is similar to this. But again, the idea is you could put a prop in the front or in the rear. I'm a big fan of all the pusher props or the turbines, the little turbines that you can get, because the propellers are all safely within the vehicle. So that's what I'm planning to do with this. I'm going to put one of those little ducted fans either in the center of the bird or in the back of the bird, and try to fly it that way. Yeah, just to keep it as safe as possible, especially because when you're flying larger things, that's one of the reasons why I like the Aero Scout. Not the Mini. The Mini was terrible, but the larger brother or sister of the bird, because the fan is also in the back. Anyway, so yeah, this is where we are with the project so far. I can't wait to get everything connected up and put electronics and all this stuff and have it so that you can turn the wings. We may have something like this or smaller to go in the back that can go up and down. And also we're going to need something like this. Not this big, obviously, in the back to turn, so you can go left and right. We're going to have up and down, left and right, all in the rear there, which means that if you put a nice battery in the front, it's going to be a little bit tail heavy. Somewhere around here, it should basically fix the CG, and we will hopefully have a decent flight and flyer. Anyway, hope you guys are excited as I am about all this new stuff that's going on. But before we go, let's just give some more love to all of the amazing channels that have helped me learn stuff about this stuff, because, you know, sometimes the university that you go to is not that good. The failure. Anyway, let's go. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon in the next one.